years ago, no, more like 3.5 decades ago, when some of us were still in diapers. The late Onyeka Onwenu, if not in the 80s, I think this interview was in the 80s, had this documentary about Lagos. And in that documentary, I saw this very recently. In that documentary, it stated that Lagos that time had become the most expensive city to live in Africa. Then it had also become one of the most polluted and one of the dirtiest cities in Africa at that time. And so there were videos, clips those days of the Danfo buses, and the Molues in particular, littering the streets. And, a lot of people, kept wondering what exactly was the problem. Obviously, the system, talking about the government, was not able to carry out its function, trash maintaining, hygiene, sanitation, all the blah, 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 blah. Now, fast forward, right, to the end of last century, 1999 into 2000, there became an explosion of a particular business, the scavenging business. Scavengers collect plastic bags, bottles, paper, cardboard, cans, tin in particular. So those your canned drinks, big hits. Now, what originally seemed like a novel type of business, I just say, if you don't get work, just go carry trash, turned out that people started to realize, there's a lot of money in this. Why are there so many young people? And it used to be, it's our Northern brothers. No, it's everybody now. It's an all-comers affair. I have seen some of you in your nice cars, some of you in your pickup trucks, right? Early in the morning, 6 a.m., 5:30, 4:35 a.m. in the morning, driving with huge quantities of trash, of plastic bottles. Obviously, you can recycle, you can resell. People use it for their zobo, for their canoe, for their manpower, because it's cheaper than going to buy brand new bottles. You recycle. When people, like those of you who are in Port Harcourt driving, you discard indiscriminately your PET bottles, they pick it up, they'll wash it. Some of them don't wash it very well, but hey, some of you now go back again and go and buy your Agbo, your One Power, and all those kind of things, from those bottles. Who am I to judge? But here is. Just listen to this. Now, you see, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, right, it reported a 19.7% increase in revenue from selling cans and aluminium scraps collected from streets, packaged and exported to Brazil and South Korea in the fourth quarter of 2023. 2 years ago. Nearly 20% increase in profits. So now there is a big market for the scraps. But here is the question. You see, should you be concerned about the increase in scavenger settlements? If you look around Port Harcourt right now, along the East-West Road, I can count. In fact, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. This was just before Alakaya Junction, right? 4 scrap settlements. After Alakaya Junction, we have one what am I saying one? There are 2. It's not 3. Just beside us, just around us, this buried building, right? And then if you go further down, before you get to Umpolu, on the right, you still see these scrap settlements. They're coming up. They build, it's like shanties. They bring zincs, then a group of young men will come. Before you know what's happening, all the PET bottles in your area are congregated in that spot. So they have helped to clean some of our environments in a way, because in your estates, you hire the scavengers to come and throw your trash. You don't care where they place it, by the way, but they're after their money. They're after the PET bottles. They're after the metals. And yes, it's been proven beyond reasonable that some of them actually steal and damage infrastructure. But the biggest market right now is no longer, hey, they're going to sell the scrap metal and whatnot. It's the fact that it's a real estate space. People are now renting plots of land. Some people are even outrightly buying plots of land so that they can lease to these scrap dealers. Illegal connection has also been, found out in some of these settlements. Just go around you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look around you where you are in Port Harcourt. If you find the scavenger place, the question is, are you bothered?
Nigeriainfo will be right back.
Now, you've been in Port Harcourt. Maybe this is also applicable in Imo State, Owerri, or in Aba as well. Also, our Yenegua neighbors. How many of you have noticed this? I'm very sure it's not just Jude, right? Like I said, should you be concerned about the increase in scavenger settlements? There's nothing wrong with the business, but the fact that you have a lot of these settlements being neighbors, right, and carrying out the activities, because one thing that comes with the scavenger settlement is you get to have a lot of trash around your area. These are not proper factories or recycle centers. So you don't have proper bean bags, you don't have proper, receptacles. You just have people who are staying in very, very shabbily built shacks. Like I said, there are like 3, if not 4, 1, 2, 3. Yes, there are 3 around me right now. And every day I pass, I see it's becoming a community right now. So you now have one of them. They now have a what do you call it? A charging station, right, where people can come and charge their phones. There's obviously the Buka woman there who's obviously selling food, and then you now have someone who's also repairing a fridge, an electrician of sorts in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many associate businesses, right, that can and more often than not will spring up when you have this scavenger settlements come to your area. But like I said, the biggest one now is real estate, because they need land, and I'm hearing people are now paying monies. People are not ready to develop their property, rather give it to scavengers. You stay there and they bring out the dirty or the stolen, sometimes, and that's the truth, some of them are stolen pieces of metal, whatnot, vandalized from the various parts of Port Harcourt. Should you be concerned? Is it something that the government should say, you know what, maybe we have to have full-on regulation? Let's have a conversation, shall we?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Hello, Bonhart. With Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. 90.3, good morning, please. Sorry about that drop call scenario. So, scavenger settlements, how do you feel about them? Are you bothered? Is this something that we should be concerned about? Or, like I said, they're helping to remove the waste. They're making money whilst they are at it. Who really is bothered? Why should anybody be bothered? WhatsApp says. Let's see. Christopher says, good morning, Jude. You see, these scavenger settlements are hideouts for hoodlums and criminals. I can tell you 100% most of them do hard drugs. Going forward, I think security and government agencies should profile them, and they should be properly regulated because they are moving uncontrollably. Street scavengers are even banned in places like Omoko because of their illegal activities, from vandalism to stealing of both public and private properties. I think they should be controlled. I am scared of these people. Interesting. 90.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yes, good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
All right, let me stop.
Welcome.
All right, Jude, you see, it's confining and dynamic. You understand me? So, if you should ask me how or why, I'll tell you, you see, this one hole. Yes. All these scavengers credit for that. And this guy tax more than the right. You understand me? They scatter all those bills, you see everything on the road. And secondly, they have begun to get their hideouts. Let me call it hideouts.
No, they're not hideouts. They're settlements because they're not hiding any.
Settlements.
Yes.
Let me tell you, there's a whole lot of shit going on there.
Language, please.
Business going on there. And again, the skip I watched, I don't know if that's real or fake, or of an abortion kidnapped a girl. And that baby was in the dump.
Did you just say rape?
Like that. One, they checked one, according to the other clip, exactly. I think the guy that they found him at LMS, and not dump at LMS. Then the baby was inside the dump.
Okay, so hold on. So you personally, you are bothered about this, and you think regulation should come in.
It's a very, very big threat.
It's a big threat.
It's a big threat.
All right, thank you very much. It's a big threat, and like I said, it's not a hideout because it's in the open. We know, we see them, so they're not hiding any. What you said? Maybe those settlements are now used to hide illegal things. Aha. But it's no longer a hideout. People, like I said, it's no longer about the metal or the scrap bottles. No, it's about the real estate. People are now looking forward to renting out their spaces to settlements. It's no crime, but the question is, these are not recycle centers. Zion on the line from GRA. We have Victor on the line as well from Rumukushi. Good morning to you, Zion.
If you say they are threats, then you are not up to speed. You are not. You are still behind. These guys are ahead of you. These guys are committing heinous crime from those dump sites already. Most of our manhole covers were not found there. Drugs peddling are not found there. Illegal activities is not going on there. Let me send a shocker to your spine. They are the ones that are even molesting most of these our little girls who are roaming on the street. These same people. Just take a stroll to those dump sites in the evening and see what is going on there. Sir, I also want to tell you that the responsibility lies on the community. All these things are happening.
Okay.
Don't we have paramount ruler there? Is there no CBC? The place these guys are carrying out this operation as dump site, is there not a community? Community has collected money. Now we are calling on government. Sometimes it pisses me off when we call everything government. What is the CBC doing? Until we start telling ourselves the truth. Do you know that in this our environment, South, is because of poverty and illiteracy? People are struggling to become community leaders, paramount rulers. Go to customary court here, federal court here, and see cases of paramount rulers, matter of stool or no stool in court. What took them there? Because they want to be benefiting from the criminal proceed going on in our community.
All right, so Zion, you are saying we are behind the curve. Crimes are being committed, and so there needs to be some form of regulation on these places.
If you say regulation, we are betting the crime. What are you regulating? People are committing crime already.
No, wait, hold on, Zion. First, it started out as a service, which is carrying of scrap metal, recycling. That was a service. Now it has obviously devolved into something else.
Should it be a service? Shouldn't that be the responsibility of the government through the Ministry of Environment?
Question for another day. Victor's on the line from Umukrishi. Miriam's on the line from Okrika. Go on, Victor.
Okay, Canada. Sorry, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, please.
You see this Scavenger.
Apologies, Victor. Miriam on the line from Okrika. Go on, please.
Hi, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning, please.
Well, Jude, I'm a kind of person that I like to look at the good in every situation, try to see if there's good in it. And there is one or two good in a situation. Okay, let's see how we can salvage it and make it better. Now, sometimes when I look at these containers, trailers, conveying these huge bottles, rubber bottles, it amazes me. It gives me joy and excitement. I say, okay, what if these people were not here? Can you tell me that all these containers will be in River State in our gutters?
Yes.
In our just backyards?
Yeah, drainages, yes. Yes, you have a point.
And tons of paper bags and cans that these people are picking out of the streets and the gutters is amazing. Now, I say, okay, let's look for a way to make good out of this situation because it has become a very big industry. These people are making money. So I think we should control it. Now, especially for the ions, these ions, if you look at the flyovers, you see that all the ions that they use, to make barricades from people and stopping people from going into this under the flyovers, they've pulled all of them out. And most times you cannot even keep your generators at risk. Your iron, anything, maybe your shovel, anything you keep, if you don't have a gated compound, you're at risk, you lose it immediately. They steal it. Let's see how we can control it. I say, out of these places, sometimes when I pass, I don't even like passing in front of these places in the night. When you see the cars and then the way they kept this, it's so scary. Anyone can really easily come out of that place to attack you. So I think they should look for a way to fence it because it's making anyway you pass this place, it takes that place, it entirely defaces the area, entire community of that area. Yes. So yeah, they should look for a way to fence it and look for, even if it's iron, it may not be too covered, for security reasons, but look for a way to cover it a bit and. The way the former governor did this education, those iron barricades we use in covering, sealing of the matter, education, that's okay. Look for a way to do it that way. There should be passages so people can easily access it. And when they are taking these things out, there should be people, mandated to checkmate it, to look at these things they are loading.
They are loading. That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, because you can be loading a full generator, they will just smash it, or even these barricades we are using to seal off our flyovers and other things. They steal it, maybe they cut it into small pieces. So if you have incriminating content being loaded, you will be arrested. And there should be a way for them to start paying tax, because it seems to me as though they are just doing free business. They are just enjoying this thing for free. So they should be, they should ensure that they pay taxes. Not this one that one or two boys will just go and meet them, they give them. No. Structural taxes, they should pay direct to the ROSA account.
Yeah.
All of them should be, they should be registered, because this is a very good industry, a lucrative industry. Sometimes I advise our boys to go into it. Take these things. Don't be ashamed. Take these things. There is money in it. Women are doing it now. So they should be paying taxes, they should be regulated, and they should be checkmated. Whatever you're loading, there should be officers
to inspect. Yeah.
Every one of them.
Okay.
To check what they are loading.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miriam. Yes. Not a bad suggestion. 91.3, good morning.
Victor calling back.
Go on, Victor.
The person will just finish on one credit. You see this scavenger of the thing. He is a time bomb. Honestly, he's a time bomb. Because if somebody says those places are hideout, they are hideouts, you need to go and see the activities what is going on there. And the funny side of it is that if you rent the land to them, you hardly remove them from that place. They hardly go out of that place and they will mess the place up. I don't really blame them. I blame the communities. I blame the government. Because these things were supposed to be regulated. But they don't regulate them. This is where they sell the highest drugs. The police are away. Police. You see them going there to collect money.
Really? No. We don't work on speculations, right? What area have you seen Have you seen police going to collect money from scavengers?
If you want me, maybe I may time them. I will not mention my street. I will time them and I will do. There is a way I will do the video. Then I will send it to you.
Okay.
They should come and tell us that they go to Garigi there at Eleme Junction. They collect. There is none of these scavengers done that police is not away. They go there, they sell drugs, then they go there to come. I say it again and again.
Okay.
Somebody should do the investigation.
All right, thank you very much, Victor. Benedict is on the line from Port Harcourt. Benedict, good morning to you.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Zion.
This is Jude.
Sorry, Mr. Jude, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Benedict from Port Harcourt.
Go on, Benedict.
Just to add a little to what Mr. Zion has just said. You see, these dumping places is a place where criminal activities is being carried out. Like I have one in my area. You need to just through where these young boys go to get I don't know, trucks and a lot of things. And to my greatest surprise, police van comes here like 2 times every week. But I don't know what they come there to do.
Every week, you say?
Going on there.
Did you say every week? Did you say every week?
Yes, like every week, 2 times in a week. I also see police van coming here. I don't think they are coming there for settlement. I don't just know, but things are still going on there. Criminal activity is still going on there.
Okay, Benedict, thank you very much. All right, so it seems as though Victor's claim has just been corroborated this morning. So on one hand, right, you have a service which is the removal of abandoned, or you could say expired or not in use or disused, metals and scrap. It's now moved up to papers right now. So when you get your cartons of your pasta, your noodles, your groceries, basically, you can't keep the carton in your house for extended period of time. What exactly are you going to use to do? Now, I know that there are factories in Lagos that use these materials as source material for production of what do you call them? Ceiling boards, right? They use them also for setting industrial, build up. So yes, they need those things. So that's why you see some of them when they're pushing their trolley. Some of them have heaps of cardboard papers, right? Have heaps of them, right? Which is good. Like Mira said, it's a fantastic idea, making money off recycling. However, like the spread of these settlements before, they used to be in isolated areas, particularly the outskirts of Port Harcourt. But now they are more into the areas. In fact, they are moving closer to your neighborhood. Alakaya has about 3 around them. We have 3 just around us. Get down before Rumokoro, you find a few others. Element, the same thing. In fact, I think it's only GR I haven't seen them around them. Right? Yeah. But almost, they're spreading. They're spreading. Now, these settlements on the surface are the collection points. And I have seen some of you in your cars bringing scrap material. And then obviously there's a scale. They have a weighing scale. They weigh whatever you bring and then they pay you. It's amazing. These boys that you see them looking haggard, some of them have close to 5 million just cooling in their accounts. They are paying people sometimes 250,000 naira. As early as 6:30 a.m., somebody has made 250,000 naira. How do I know? It's my job to ask questions. And I have asked. How much do they make? And they weigh them. And then they showed me the scale. So yes, it's a thriving business and one that I think needs to be regulated. However, the real issue here is these settlements have now become a cause for concern. Or are you not concerned? Reports of quote-unquote illegal activities, reports of these being, hideouts for criminals or criminal-like activities. We just heard someone say that's where some of the places, people go and buy, illegal substances. banned substances, regulated substances. 017-923-0002, 0817923-0003. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Now, Festus on Facebook says, I think these scavengers' activities are to be regulated because these people are committing several kinds of crime within the area of settlement. These people go about stealing manholes, people's items, etc. In as much as the activities are reducing the debt within our society. Hence, I blame all the abnormalities on our authorities. It is so unfortunate. Tunde Oyedeji says, hi Jude, in as much as they pick up plastic bottles and metals and aluminium scraps, the guys encourage the youths to steal whatever kind of item they could lay their hands on. Manhole covers, signages, billboards, most of them are thieves. Strong allegations this morning. Strong allegations. What's up? Good morning, Jude. Since there is one at Okuru Road, I was an eyewitness the day security agents came and arrested them and found hard drugs and firearms. But to my greatest surprise, a call came telling the police guys to leave the scavengers alone. Jude, you know what? The police guys asked the caller, what about the ones with gun? The same caller asked the police guys to leave immediately. Questions. If you have a firearm and obviously no records, there's no proper documentation. You know what? When I hear these stories, it's very easy to believe. And let's be honest, propaganda is very powerful, but we need to be very careful with the sentiments that we are promoting or the ideas we're trying to sustain. If a gun is found on my person right now, and I have no documentation, particularly when it looks like a locally made gun. Now, I know in the rural areas, there's a, what's the term for it? It's kind of like there's a local part, a Dane gun, a hair. If you find a hunter in the village, let's say in Agudama, or you are somewhere in Ishara, in Ogun State, you are in the village. You are a hunter. You have a Dane gun. Maximum has like 1 or 5 cartridges. No one is going to really bat an eyelid because that's why you go and get your bushmeat from. But you are in the city. Why do you have a Dane gun? Or why do you have any gun at all? Final caller, 9.3. Good morning, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, please. Welcome.
Well, these people that they are Scavenger, most of them are thieves. In my area, the legislation here, even my dog house, you believe they jumped in and they collected that this week. And again, last week, I was in front of my wife's shop, and I see one Hausa boy coming out from that street, call us. He carried something on his head, not knowing that his AC, he wrapped it with a shark bat, this shark bat.
Wow.
I call on him, I said, stop. Who has this thing? He said, somebody he carried out of the street. He should go and let me go and call that person. He dropped that thing there. So the mistake I made that day, it was last week Thursday. The mistake I made that day to snap that boy with that the AC. Or behold, when we lose that the bag, it was AC. He now go and remove it from one company that's very close to my house here. You see? So most of them are thieves. They are thieves. Even within this element junction, there are many here. They are stopping us here.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, I understand the sentiment. To say most of them are thieves might not be accurate. A good number of them could be thieves, right? A good number of them could just be trying to do, what it is that their hands are found to do. So it's a bit of a problem. But I don't think it's a problem that is too difficult to surmount, because really, with very easy regulation, all of these will stop. Very easy, at least on paper. We'll be back after the break.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria.